Can surrendering transform your existence? Well, dive into the profound teachings of Sadhguru as he unravels the essence of devotion and its transformative impact on our life. What if the key to eternal stability lies in surrendering to the flow of existence, transcending the limitations of the self? How can embracing devotion can free you from the constant fluctuation of life and lead to a timeless state of being? Explore the path of self-transcendence with Sadhguru in this enlightening wisdom.
People are only claiming to be devotees. Devotee is in a field where there is no right and wrong. If one can be on all the time, in wakefulness and asleep, simply on, for whatever reason, he is a devotee. You practice devotion, it's fake, it's no good. So, what do I have to do to bring devotion in me? To be in a state of devotion. To be in a state of devotion is the most intelligent way to exist. But most thinking people will not agree with me, because most of the time, the so-called devotees look the most idiotic of all on this planet. One reason is, people are only claiming to be devotees. They're not really devotees, they're a kind of brand. They are more of fan club. But generally they pass off as devotees. Being a devotee is not about being a fan. A devotee is beyond reason. Devotee is in a field where there is no right and wrong, where there's no like and dislike. Devotion is that mechanism which easily gets you there. Devotion is not love. When love is like a flower. A flower is beautiful, it's fragrant, but it wilts with the weather. Devotion is like the root of the tree. Whatever may be happening, it is on. It's springtime, the tree is in full foliage. It is autumn, it's full of flower. It's winter, it's barren. Whatever may be happening, the root is on, all the time on. Doesn't deviate for a moment. Its purpose to nourish the tree doesn't diminish no matter what kind of changes happen on the surface. Oh, there is no leaf, why should I work? Oh, there is no flower, no fruit, why should I do anything? It is not that kind, it is simply on. If one can be on all the time, in wakefulness and asleep, simply on, for whatever reason, he is a devotee. Only a devotee can be on all the time. He might not have ever worshipped anything, but he's still a devotee. He might have arrived at it through meditation, through love, through worship, but he's a devotee because he's on, all the time on. If this doesn't come, then the journey becomes long. The journey unnecessarily becomes long. So devotion, how to practice devotion? There is no such thing. If you practice devotion, it's fake, it's no good. Only when you see something as larger than yourself, bigger than yourself, there is a possibility of devotion. If you're too full of yourself, there is no question of devotion. So, what do I have to do to bring devotion in me? Everything that you're in touch with right now. You tell me, you're bigger or the air that you're breathing right now is bigger? Don't give me hot air, okay? Do you really think so? Now, you're going to sit there and eat your food. Which is bigger, you or the food in your plate? You became big only because of the food that you ate, isn't it? Yes, depending upon how much food you eat, that is how you're becoming bigger. You say, what nonsense? A heap of food in my plate is that bigger? But 3 days if we don't give you food, 4th day, devotion will come. You are bigger or the earth on which you're walking is bigger? Not bigger in size, which is more important, which is higher? That soil, in America we call it dirt. Tell me, you are bigger or dirt is bigger? Now, every moment of your life, whatever you're in touch with right now, whatever you behold, if you see that as higher than yourself, you will become a devotee. So, if you want to become a devotee, at least once an hour. Once an hour, in all the wakeful moments of your life, bow down to something, somebody, it doesn't matter who, don't choose. Whatever is in with you right now. Right now, if you see a tree, bow down to it. You see a mountain, bow down to it. You see somebody, bow down. A dog or a cat or an elephant or a cow. Elephant you will definitely bow, but anything that you see, you bow down. Once an hour, just do it through the day. See if it can become once a minute. Once it becomes once a minute, you can't be using your hands and your body to bow down. You simply do it within yourself. Once it becomes that's your way, then you're a devotee. A devotee does not mean you're a walkover. That which bends will never break. That which knows how to bend will not break. That is why in the morning you're doing the yoga so that your body doesn't break up. Otherwise it'll break up, I'm telling you. Every day if you're bending it, it'll not break. If you don't know how to bend, it will break. That is so with everything within you. If you learn to bow, if you learn to hold everything higher than yourself, so you learn to look up to everything, you will become devote. A devotee is not a brainless bimbo. A devotee is a different level of intelligence, which silly logical minds cannot understand. Because a devotee is… once you are like this, that you don't think much of yourself, then your perception is enlarged. He knows things that you cannot even imagine. He can grasp things that you have to struggle with for the rest of your life. Because that's the nature of devotion. That there is not much of you within yourself. When there is no self, you're ready for the super self.
This has been the way of the humanity.
When they feel helpless, they bow down. When they feel little powerful, they step on your head. There's nothing new about it in this world. So devotion means just that, to change that. That you do not choose whether situations or people as to how you are. You are the way you are. That your way of being is not any more determined by who is standing in front of you. That's the idea of devotion. Everything else, whatever other values you know, other ways of behavior you know with people, always is determined by who's standing in front of you right now and what kind of situation are you in right now. Devotion means just that. Somebody is there, nobody is there, whoever is there, whatever the situation, you are still the same person. This is the best way to establish your way of being. Right now, that's the whole problem. You are still too much of a flux. When you're so much of a flux, how to take you anywhere? You will naturally spill out somewhere, isn't it? That's exactly what's been happening with your life. Not just one person, I'm saying with everyone. You try to go somewhere, then you find half of you is there. So you have to go back to recollect that, and most probably you won't come back anyway. So devotion means just that your way of being is no more determined by anything or anybody. The situations in which you exist and whom you're facing right now will not determine the nature of your being. This is how you are. Because devotion is that which is devoid of you. There's no sense of me when you're devout. If you constantly bow down to everything, genuinely, not as an exercise, not because somebody has told you, genuinely if you bow down to everything that you see within yourself and outside of yourself, then you will see there'll be no such thing as you left. When you're devoid of you, you're always the same. Once your way of being has become consistent, now we can take you somewhere. It's possible to move, it's possible to make a journey, otherwise the journey will be a deceptive journey. You will not go anywhere because you're too fluid. So that's exactly what we're trying to change. We don't doubt a bit that if you're threatened with a gun, you will lick that man's boots. Do we have any doubt? No. You definitely will. But if the same man comes begging in front of your house, but if the man pulls out a gun, this has to change. This has to change. That's what devotion is, to change that. That situations and entities which appear in front of you will not determine the nature of who you are. You will always be the same way. If that firmness, if that solidity is not brought into your life, how can you be taken somewhere?
Devotion is a powerful and transformative force that plays a central role in establishing one's way of being from a spiritual perspective. It is a profound and heartfelt commitment to a higher power, a spiritual practice, a teacher, or a divine principle. Devotion goes beyond mere faith or belief. It is a deep-seated reverence and love that guide one's thought, action, and intention towards divine. Devotion cultivates a heart-centered approach to spirituality, empathizing the importance of love, compassion, and humility in one's spiritual journey. By surrendering to the ego and opening the heart to the divine, individual establishes a profound connection with the source of all creation, transcending the limitations of the mind and ego. Devotion provides a sense of purpose and meaning to one's life by aligning one's action and interaction with higher spiritual ideals. Through devotion, individuals find fulfillment and joy in serving others, practicing selfless or act of a kind, and embodying the virtue of compassion, forgiveness, and gratitude. Devotion deepens one's spiritual practice by infusing it with serenity, dedication, and reverence. Whether through prayer, meditation, chanting, or service, devotion enhances the quality of one's spiritual disciplines, creating a scared space for communion with the divine and inner transformation. Devotion serves as a source of strength and resilience in the face of obstacles and challenges on the spiritual path. By surrendering to the divine will and trusting in the higher plan, individuals navigate difficulties with grace, acceptance, and equanimity, knowing that all experiences are opportunities for growth and learning. Devotion fosters a sense of unity and connection with all beings, recognizing the inherent divinity within each individual and the interconnectedness of all life. Through devotion, individuals transcend the illusion and separateness and embrace the oneness that unites all creation in one harmonious and loving embrace. Devotion cultivates gratitude and reverence for the beings and challenges of life, acknowledging the divine presence in every moment and experiencing heartfelt appreciation for the gift of existence. Through devotion, individuals develop a sense of reverence for the sacredness of life and interconnected wave of existence. So as we come to the end of this video, take a moment to reflect on the profound wisdom shared by Sadhguru. Devotion is not about external circumstances or the people we encounter. It is about establishing our way of being in the world. By understanding that our true essence is beyond the fluctuation of life, we can cultivate a deep sense of inner stability and peace. In the pursuit of devotion, we are invited to bow down to everything we encounter, transcending our ego and allowing a profound transformation to take place within us. When we let go of the notion of self, we realize that we are always connected, always the same, and always in harmony with the existence. I hope this video has provided you with a valuable insight and practical guidance on the path to devotion. If you found this content inspiring, I encourage you to more of Sadhguru's teachings and join us on this transformative journey. Remember, true devotion is not confined to a single video or a moment. It is a lifelong practice that requires dedication and consistent effort. So let us continue to deepen our understanding, nurture our devotion, and explore the infinite possibilities that lies ahead. Thank you for joining us today. We look forward to sharing more enlightening content with you in the future. Stay tuned and may the path to devotion filled with joy, peace, and profound transformation. Namaskaram.